You're not your mind. You're not your thoughts. You're not your feelings or emotions. You're not your name. You're not your job. You are not your relationship or that breakup. You are not that thing that happened to you that made you this. You are just a consciousness having a human experience. You probably see that elephant over there, this elephant head. So you can see it, right? And if I bring it closer, you can see it's real. And when you can see the elephant, that means you cannot be the elephant, right? It sounds like a stupid question, right? But when we observe something, we cannot be the thing we observe. We are just the one that takes the passive action in just observing it. Why do I talk about this? Because it's so fundamental to know. Many people identify with all that stuff I said in the beginning, their body, their thoughts, their job, their name, whatever, their relationship. But you are not that, and that's good news. When you have a thought and you think of yourself that you're bad or a loser, or you're worth nothing, or you're not good enough, then that is just a thought. You can observe it. When you notice that you have a thought in mind and you probably verbalize it, or you belong to the small number of population that see images instead of words, then you still can observe it. And when you can observe your thought, that means that you are not your thought. That means you're the one who decides if that thought should longer exist in your mind. Because you probably don't want that thought of not being good enough, right? So why don't you just change it? And if you now say that's not so easy because that's who I am, let me tell you that this is bullshit. At some point you had to lay the ground for this thought. You had to sow it, so you reap it now. The thing is, you are just the consciousness observing your thoughts. You're not your mind, you're not your thoughts. And when you observe it, you can change them. You can act like a gatekeeper for it. And we know this, that we can do this, at least since Viktor Frankl, who said that between the impulse and the reaction, there's a room, and the room we call decision. You do not need this thought. You can just say, I don't want this thought because this thought in the end makes me feel bad. Because thoughts create emotions, and emotions create actions, and actions form habits, and habits are a lifestyle. It all begins by the thoughts we think and the emotions that are caused by these thoughts. We do not need to feel that. We can change that. We can say, I don't want this. I have a thought that is not serving me. I have a thought that brings me low, that brings me down, that makes me not happy, not joyful, not full of love. Why should I have this thought? Why should I think bad of me? Why should I think that I am evil, not good enough? Why should I think that? Why should anyone in the world do that? Because you learned that. And now it's time to unlearn it. If you think something you don't like and that doesn't serve you, just change it, stop it. And I did this with Osho's stop meditation. At random times during the day, I set an alarm on my phone. And when the alarm went off, I did immediately a body scan from head to toe. And I changed everything that wasn't serving me. Like my thoughts, my posture, my mimic, the way I carried myself. And I changed all of that. So it became a habit for me to not be in that old me anymore, in that old form anymore. And you can do the same. When you find a thought that doesn't serve you, pay attention to it. Change it. If you think of yourself you're not good enough, you will get exactly this in your life. If you think of yourself that everyone is out to get you, you will get exactly this. The late Wayne Dyer said famously, think of yourself of something so valuable that it should never be abused. Or Eleanor Roosevelt, who said, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. You give yourself the consent to make yourself inferior all the time. And this stops today, just for today. Pay attention to any thought that doesn't serve you, that doesn't lift you up, and that doesn't feel good in the end. And if you made it up to here, press the like button, hit subscribe, and tell all your friends about this video. It will change their lives. I'm sure of that, and I will see you in the next one.